Now we are going to discuss about the scalars and vectors. The physical quantities are classified into two categories. The first one is your scalar quantities and the next one is your vector quantities. So now we are going to discuss what are the scalar quantities. That means the quantities are having only magnitude for their complete specification are known as the scalar quantity. That means this quantities doesn't require the direction for their specification. That means there are lot many examples like your mass, length, volume, time, temperature, work. All are a very good example of your scalar quantities. That means while we are doing some work, that means suppose someone say 4 joule work. That means the 4 joule work doesn't require any direction. 4 joule only enough to specify the work done. That means it is a scalar quantity. That's why the work is also known as a scalar quantity. So now we move to the vector quantities. That means the quantities are having both magnitude as well as the direction for their complete specification are known as the vector quantity. This type of quantity are require both magnitude as well as the direction. There are lot many examples like your displacement, velocity, acceleration, force. All are a very good examples of the vector quantities. Then the representation of a vector quantity. That means how a vector quantity can be represented. The vector quantity always represented by a line segment with an arrowhead. That means suppose the term is velocity, then how the velocity is represented? The velocity is represented likewise. Velocity, a line segment with an arrowhead, where the line segment represents its magnitude and the arrowhead represents its direction. Suppose the term is acceleration, then how the acceleration is represented? The acceleration is represented likewise. Acceleration, a line segment with an arrowhead. That means if we represent a vector quantity without the line segment with an arrowhead, the representation is wrong. That means we have to always represent a vector quantity by a line segment with an arrowhead. Then we move to the next one. That means types of vector. There are lot many types of vector. So we are discussing one by one. So first of all, we are discussing about the null vector. So what do you mean by null? Null means having zero magnitude. That means a vector having zero magnitude. That means how it is represented? It is represented by a point only or by a simple dot, small dot. Since the null vector is represented by a dot only, that's why the null vector doesn't have any specific direction. So the null vectors are the vectors having zero magnitude and arbitrary direction. And when we add or subtract a null vector with another vector, then the answer remain unchanged. But while we multiply a vector with a null vector, the answer again the null vector. So now we move to the next one, unit vector. So what are the unit vector? That means a vector having unit magnitude. Unit means 1. A vector having unit magnitude and directed along the original vector or directed along the given vector is known as a unit vector. And we call unit vector a cap or a hat. That means suppose the vector is given to you a vector, then we have to find out the unit vector of a vector. Then how we have to represent? The unit vector of a vector is represented by a cap or a hat. So a cap equals to a vector upon modulus or magnitude of a vector. Let the vector is b vector. Then what is the unit vector of b vector? The unit vector of b vector, that means b cap equals to b vector upon modulus of b vector. So there may be question how you have to find out the modulus of a given vector. Suppose a vector, then we have to find out the formula to find out the modulus of this vector. That means a vector modulus equals to your ax square plus ay square plus az square root. This is a simple formula to find out the modulus of any given vector. Whatever may be the formula, but this is the formula to find out the unit vector of, the modulus of a vector. Two vectors are said to be parallel if they are acting along the same direction, irrespective of their magnitude, but they must act along the same direction. That means let this is your A vector and this is your V vector. Then A vector and B vectors are said to be parallel because the angle between the two vectors is 0 degree. That means theta between them is 0 degree. That's why they are known as the parallel vectors. So now we move to the next one, anti-parallel vector. So what do we mean by anti-parallel vector? The two vectors are acting along the opposite direction irrespective of their magnitude are known as the anti-parallel vector. That means whatever may be their magnitude, but the direction must be opposite. That means let this is your A vector and this is your B vector. They are opposite in the direction. So what's the angle between them? The angle between them is 180 degree. Theta equals to 180 degree. This type of vectors are known as the anti-parallel vectors. So now we move to the next one, perpendicular vector. That means two vectors are said to be perpendicular. Otherwise we call also orthogonal vector. Two vectors are said to be perpendicular or orthogonal to each other if the angle between them is 90 degree. That means let this is your A vector and this is your B vector. That this is your A, this is your B vector. So what's the angle between them? The angle between them is 90 degree. That means theta here 90 degree. That's why these two vectors are said to be orthogonal to each other. So now we move to the next one, equal vectors. Two vectors are said to be equal if they possess same magnitude and same direction. Then only the two vectors are said to be equal vector. Let this is your A vector, this is your B vector. Both are having equal magnitude and the same direction. This type of vectors are known as the equal vectors. So now we move to the next one, negative vector. That means a vector is said to be negative vector of another vector only when if they possess same magnitude but opposite in the direction. Let this is your A vector, this is your B vector. They are said to be negative because they are having same magnitude but opposite in the direction. That means A vector equals to minus of B vector. Why there is a negative sign? Because they are opposite in the direction, but the magnitude must be same. Magnitude of A is equals to your magnitude of B, but the negative sign is due to they are opposite in the direction. So now we move to the next, orthogonal unit vector. We already know what is orthogonal vector and we also know what are the unit vectors. So it is a simple combination of these two vectors. That means orthogonal unit vector. So the vectors having unit magnitude and perpendicular to each other are known as the orthogonal unit vector. That means let this is your x-axis, y-axis and z-axis respectively. X-axis, this is y-axis and this is z-axis. So here they are mutually perpendicular to each other and the unit vector along x-axis is always I cap. The unit vector along y-axis is always j cap and the unit vector along z-axis is always k cap. Since I cap, j cap and k cap are the unit vectors, that's why they are having the unit magnitude and they are mutually perpendicular to each other. That's why they are known as the orthogonal unit vectors. That means I cap, j cap and k cap are the unit vectors along the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis respectively. Thank you.